Oprah Winfrey says it's the biggest interview she's ever done. She sat down with Lance Armstrong and discussed the allegations that he was doping during his cycling career. Winfrey spoke to CBS this morning about the interview.
I would rather people make their own decisions about whether he was contrite or not. I felt that he was thoughtful. I thought that he was serious. I thought that he certainly had prepared himself for this moment.
Matthew Pioro is the editor-in-chief of Canadian Cycling Magazine. He's speaking to us from our studio in Toronto. So, Matthew, let's start with your reaction to what we're hearing about Lance Armstrong's interview with Oprah.
Well, I haven't heard it yet, but the early reactions are it's not a surprise that he's admitting some things. We don't know what they are yet. But it seems he's probably going to play his cards strategically and probably not admit if he was involved in the most sophisticated doping ring ever, as he's been accused of.
Does it make you mad that it's coming now after so many years of allegations?
It's regrettable that it's still going on. In some ways, all of us in the cycling community would just like to move on. But I think this is part of that process, getting to the bottom of the doping that seems to have been rampant during Lance Armstrong's career. And, we need to learn from the past.
And what about the fact that he apologized to his Livestrong staff before the interview? Is it surprising, or should that have been expected?
That's not surprising. I think he feels very strongly about that organization, and it's an organization that I think is a bit demoralized right now in light of all this. So I think he cares about it, and he wanted to lift those people's spirits.
Now the Olympics is getting involved in all of this unintentionally. International Olympic Committee member Dick Pound has said cycling could be dropped from the Olympics if Armstrong implicates the sport's governing body, which is called the International Cycling Union, of covering up a widespread doping scheme. So what's your reaction to that?
I think that could be pretty devastating for cycling at the grassroots level. Here in Canada, funding for athletes depends on a sport's inclusion in the Olympics. There are some disciplines in cycling that do get the support of, say, on the podium, and there's some that don't. If all disciplines, like from track to road to mountain biking, are to suffer because of this could hurt athletes here at home.
There's debate over whether or not this opens himself up to criminal charges and possible lawsuits. What have you heard over the years from your readers?
With regards to lawsuits?
Yes.
It's quite the morass. There are some problems with statutes of limitations on what he said in the past and whether they still apply. There are libel suits and he's being sued I believe by the Sunday Times. They want their money back for a previous lawsuit. There's the whistleblower case that Floyd Landis has started. So the legal implications they're very complex. He has a team of lawyers. All these other organizations have teams of lawyers. So I think he's going to tread carefully on Oprah because of that.
And going forward, how do you think this is, or has it already caused changes in the way athletes are tested for doping?
There have been changes that have been incremental over the past years, such as the biological passport. The UCI implemented that, I believe, in 2008. They've been increasing their whereabouts programs. So athletes have to account for where they are, and I believe that's become more stringent over time.
What do you need to hear from him in this interview on Thursday that would, if I can use the word, appease you and possibly your readers?
I don't know. I don't know if Lance does contrition very well. Mm-hmm. So if people want, the sniffly tears on the Oprah couch, I don't know if that's going to happen. And, I'm not really expecting that. I'm expecting a man who's very smart, very shrewd, to answer very carefully. And I think some people in the cycling community may walk away frustrated if they don't get, say, the apology they think they deserve.
And do you think this tarnishes the sport even more, one that's been bruised because of all of this, or does this actually help things now that it's out in the open?
It doesn't help things yet. I hope that it will eventually, but this keeps reinforcing cycling's unfortunate image problem. And it's unfortunate because there are other sports that suffer from doping and cheating. Cycling does a lot to try and address it, but it is unfortunate. And the irony is, Lance was the savior from a previous doping scandal that rocked cycling. After the Festina affair in '98, Lance's tour in '99 tried to put all that doping behind them, but here we are talking about doping because of Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, looks like that didn't happen. All right, Matthew Pioro, editor-in-chief of Canadian Cycling Magazine. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Well, our web reporter Hillary Doyle has been following the Lance debate online, and she joins us now with her thoughts. Hillary, what do you have?
Well, I mean, there's no question Lance is kind of a big deal today on the web, and this poses a real problem for me personally since I committed months ago to a full Lance Armstrong blackout out of principle. And you're welcome to join me